Hey Scrappy Peeps, Suzanna here today to share with you this large photo layout created using a combination of Photoplay's Beautiful Junk as well as Echo Park Family. These are unusual softer colors for me, but I really like these. I don't know. While I'm drawn to the bright colors, I do really like the softer palettes sometimes, especially for black and white photos and for conveying emotion. So I have split this page. I wanted it to go horizontal instead of vertical, and so I am going to just trim off the florals, which is what I really want, and I want to really punctuate the pink that's in those, I'm going to call them lilies. I think they're lilies. And so I'm going to use the pink from, I believe that's the Echo Park paper that I use, to really punctuate that and create a border. You can see the horizontal lines in the siding behind that photo of my sister and I. And so I want to use the horizontal design principle, but I also want to break that up. And so I'm kind of going with a collage look. It's almost like a quilted look, especially once I get the machine stitching in there. So that pink is going to be a border, and then that is going to literally almost divide the page in half. I haven't actually measured it, but it looks pretty close to six inches tall photo, and then 6 inches down below. So there is a lot of shuffling that is going to happen in this layout. I am not going to lie. Most of my December creating is December daily, and so then when it gets back to creating on a larger canvas, 12 by 12, I'm like, what do I do? So this is where I'm like, okay, the font is upside down, but I can still work with this. I don't know that I'm actually going to use that for journaling. There's not a lot to say about this photo. I just really love this photo of my sister and I. It was actually taken during Thanksgiving, but I don't get to see her much, and when I do see her, it is a really good time and good memories, and so I wanted to document that. I knew I wanted this doily. I knew I needed the softness of the roundness, especially with all of the really strong lines in it, especially with that graph in the background, but I really wasn't sure how I was going to incorporate this without covering too much space. So while I'm thinking about that, I'm like, I know I want to incorporate a tag. In fact, that tag that coordinates the pink one there with the tone-on-tone foliage is what I was going to put up top. And then I see this other tag at the other part of the page, and I thought, oh, that'll look cool to kind of, for some weight to pull everything together. And so those two tags I'm going to cut out, and my intent is to use them. Funnily enough, I never do. So like I said, this is probably this, I think, not quite, but it is one of the only 12 by 12s that I have created this month. And it really was a struggle after working on a 6 by 8 canvas and really putting in more interactive elements. So we are going to do the Suzanna shuffle, and we're going to shuffle around the tags, and we're going to shuffle around the doily and just figure out placement. I know at that top right I need a little something for weight. It creates a visual triangle. I need a little splash of color up there. I can't just have the color down the bottom. I mean, I could, but I like to have that. When you're creating a visual triangle, it doesn't have to be 3 of the same things, but it has to be 3 things that lead your eye. And so by having something up that top right, we go from that top right over to the left, where there will be the flower that I am putting the foam on, and then over to the flowers on the right. And so you have that weight of the 3 things. You will also see that I'm going to stitch in all 3 places, and so that leads your eye around the page. So finally I figure out this doily. It softens the edge there and makes it less of a box, and kind of pulls everything together a little bit better. I'm showing you with my finger that I want a zigzag stitch there, and so you can kind of see the collage quilted look that is being created here. So I finally settled on this tag. Yes, the notes are upside down, and that's why I actually didn't use that tag, but I cut off enough that you don't really notice it, and it negates it. And you know, the upside down notes go with the upside down writing, and it pulls everything together, right? So we're going to use some more of that doily in that top right hand corner there. Again, just that little bit of roundedness softens the horizontal lines that I've got going on here. And so now I want to put a little more something, just, it's very simple, but yet because of all the patterns, it looks a lot more complex than it really is. So you go big with your large photos, right? It doesn't really take a lot because there's so much detail in the photo, and especially this black and white photo, there's so much emotion just conveyed in it. So just a few little elements that I'm adding to just add a little bit more color, a little bit more texture to the page. I'm going to fussy cut this just to get the white off, and for some reason my camera cuts off, but literally I split the butterflies, put one up top and one down the bottom. So I found this font from my stash. This is like forever old, ever old. And I'm putting them down, but I will use liquid adhesive after I've put them down, just getting the spacing for them. But I love how the big bold letters go with the big bold photo, and really sort of just pull everything together there. And then again, you can see that visual triangle that goes around the page. So that, my friends, is going to wrap it up. You will see the close-ups to follow. Thanks for stopping in today. I hope you're doing well, and come back again soon. Take care.